Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, September 1, 2023, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. No matter what horrific things that have happened in your past, this universe is not holding on to them. It is not judging you, condemning you, or holding you to be someone less than sacred. This universe sees all of you and knows you are both human and divine. It honors and respects you exactly how you are. It is proud of the perfection that is created in you. This universe is totally in love with you, with whether you believe it or not. You are being deeply, eternally loved by life right now. You don't need someone in your bed to feel love. That's right. The most exquisite healing feeling is already here, hidden deeper inside you. Call off the search for love out there and set your destination for exploring the infinite, universal source of love within. This universal love is quite unique and unusual because it truly is deeply eternal loving. It is a deeper spiritual type of love than romantic love, as it continues loving you no matter what you think, say, or do. Only this type of love can heal every cell inside, enlighten our soul, and set us free from all of our worries, fears, and pain. This is what real love is all about. No matter what you have done to others or yourself throughout your life, this universe has forgiven you. It forgave you the moment you needed to be forgiven. This universal love is always instantly there, bubbling up peaceful, healing vibes within you. You simply have to sit back and let them in. Release the idea that love has to come from someone or something on the outside. Imagine it is a perpetually streaming stream of light flowing from the most mysterious divine place on the inside. Feeling this great healing love may start out on a material, physical, emotional, or perhaps a supersensual level for you. Do not be too concerned about how, where, or when it shows up. Just know it is infinitely deep and real. There's always plenty of it, so there's no lack of. Just when you thought it was gone, it comes rushing in. All you need to do is simply relax into your life for an extended period of time. Then it will come. It often shows itself as some profound spiritual experience in the beginning. This is your wake-up call, so you know how powerful and real it truly is. Without this great, deeply eternal love flowing into our lives and in our lives, we remain dumb and numb to our highest spiritual path and life purpose. We feel lost, empty, and lonely without it. We cannot imagine that there is a gold mine of greatness buried inside. All it takes is a little digging into our emotional being underneath the fears, doubts, worries. with a small shovel of curiosity, we can find an amazing love at the core. This is the real gold. When we're willing to stop playing with the fool's gold in our lives, the best things in life begin manifesting. What is real gold is that which will never change. The God that you are, the pure consciousness, the deep eternal love. Let's take a moment to give your body an experience of this gold mine of love. Imagine that you're on a warm, sandy beach. Could be anywhere. Name it. You're laying here in some distant, peaceful cove all alone. And the soft, relaxing rays of sunshine are melting into your skin, bringing deep healing sensations into where you need love the most. Simply relax, open, and imagine you are receiving this healing warm light into your body in this very now. In through the heart. You may not be able to feel much at first. Some people say, I don't feel anything. But you will. Keep opening and relax into the softening feeling. This softening energy will come into you very slowly, as if it was a gentle massage from a child. It feels highly healing, extremely light, non-invasive, and super soothing. You might feel as if you are on an eternal vacation and have an infinite supply of free time. You just lean back and You'll notice that the softer your body can become, the easier it becomes to feel that you're receiving the love. In the beginning, it can be tricky to imagine and feel something is happening in your body without blaming it all on your mind. You may think, is this my mind or is it real? Do not get caught up in your mind. Stay with the relaxing process. It will take time to soften the hard, protective shell you have built around you. So don't give up too quickly or try too hard using your brain. This universal love cannot be accessed by our willpower. It just happens all on its own accord. This miracle manifests when we can totally relax our body. Stop stressing about your life and let it all go. If you try too hard to let go, you are forcing things, and this soft, sweet love cannot flow. If you're not totally open and surrendered to the experience, your energy is too tight, you'll miss it. This deeper quality of love is so intelligent and subtle that has an exquisite timing of its own. Will arrive effortlessly when you least expect it. Through letting go of trying to attain it, it attains you. If one stops scrutinizing one's own self, which is the source of bliss, there will be no more misery in life. Ramana Marisha. To ensure you are feeling universal love inside you every day, there are a few key things you can do. Some people believe that from all the traumatic experiences in their past, that they are unlovable, unworthy, and undeserving of receiving love. It's all a bunch of garbage, crap. And that love is not something available for free just by being the normal way they are. Total fallacy. Any belief which sounds like this will block it. There is nothing we need to do or prove ourselves to be worthy of for this super sweet healing love to come in. It is our very birthright to be loved 24 hours a day. We are amazing divine beings, brilliant souls of light, and we deserve to have it all the darkness and all the lightness. Another key thing is to watch vigilantly what your mind is doing. Randomly, through the day, notice where your mind is focusing and how it's perceiving reality. The mind is always creating some version of reality, and rarely, clearly, the big universal picture, seeing things as they actually are from the biggest perspective. The mind likes coloring life, believing today is a depressing gray day and last night was a red-hot night. The mind is so creative, it's inventing up its own reality in every breathing moment. Even though this universe is showering us with deep, eternal love every minute, we cannot see or feel this cozy energy as long as the mind is busy. When the mind is not totally present in this moment, it becomes narrowed and unable to see and feel the universal love in all directions. We cannot enjoy the colorful rainbow that is actually forming outside when we are in the basement watching some black and white scary movie from the past on the TV. There are so many things happening in the mind that it is continuously making us blind to this great love. Continuously. When we're taking on too much, you ever taken on too much? Having too many commitments to deal with. Life can feel like it's pulling us apart instead of putting us back together. As long as our energy is focused outwards, we keep moving outwards instead of relaxing deeper inside where the real love actually is. This great love is an inner journey. That's all there is to it. If a tree only focuses on growing its branches and not the roots, it's bound to fall over when some strong gust of wind passes through. Now you imagine on this planet, visualize through your heart-mind. Love is possible only when there is a deep acceptance of oneself. Paramount. Love is possible only with acceptance of oneself. The other, the world, acceptance creates the milieu in which love grows. The soul in which love blooms also. When we take a long, deep look inside ourselves, we will probably first notice, just it never fails, we'll probably first notice the rotten parts in us. These are what we consider our faults, how we are unacceptable, unworthy, and unlovable. That's a big epidemic with this civilization, and how they've been programmed to be trained throughout the generations and thousands of years. This is how they feel about themselves, how they're unacceptable, unworthy, and unlovable. Yet, if we can keep on looking, we will see all these are just hard, critical ideas that they stem from a needy place, desperate for love. Simply listen, as if from a distance, to whatever your fearful, negative, or critical voices are saying. Listen compassionately to what they are really needing. When we gently feel into what this critical voice is needing and afraid of becoming, the most amazing miracle occurs. We start to soften into the harsh voice, and it begins feeling more relaxed and at ease about it all. When we soften our energy around each criticism, they eventually melt away, and we can feel again the sweet, sensitive innocence we had as a child. We can taste our original enlightened spirit, who is glowing with love and extremely lovable. The more time we can spend being softer and lighthearted about this life, about life in general, the younger we'll feel, and the more amazing this life will become. Another powerful discovery to creating a life overflowing with universal love is this. Drop any fear that says, what will other people think of me? This is a huge deficit for humanity. Huge. Drop any fear that says, what will other people think of me? Anytime we are caught in thinking about what others think about us, we are losing time in deciding who we want to become and how we want to invent our future self to be. Remember, our God-given right is to be totally wild, fun, foolish, and absolutely free whenever we desire. We can fully show up for this liberated life every day. Just merge with our amazing, blazing, brilliant, smiling, loving light inside and blast it all over everyone. And we know that, well, let's say that some of us know. When you look at another, it is a reflection. And someone might say, they don't look anything like me. How can I be looking at myself? See, the surface perspective. But we're all facets of each other, made to appear separate. That's the illusion. So that we each can discover, again, rediscover who and what we are. So the world, you can look at it, Gaia, whatever name that, Sophia, Arya, So the world is our mirror, and it is always reflecting what is going on inside us on a deeper level. And you know, it's always teaching us what we most need to learn, without fail, which is learning how to live deeply and completely in love 24/7. When we base our lovableness on how others treat us, we miss the target. And as you know, the definition of sin means that you miss the target. As long as we are focused on the mind, or physical form of the other, and not their spirit, we will forget all about universal love. As long as we are focused on the mind, or physical form of the other, and not their spirit, we will forget all about universal love. Once we find the love inside of us, when we take a closer look at the world around us, all we will see is universal love in everyone and everything. We will notice how the sun loves to shine its light on every living creature around the earth 24 hours a day. We will appreciate how random people around the planet are providing us, directly or indirectly, with everything we need. Food to eat, quenching water to drink, a grocery store. And we take it so much for granted. But how do you think all that got there? People making all over the planet. Farmers growing it. I mean, it is massive on how everything is there for us, because others are providing it. I mean, if you went to vacation somewhere and there wasn't any staff, there were no people to prepare food, there were no people at the bartenders, as bartenders, there was no wait staff, there was nobody. This is when we slow down and we enjoy the fresh air that we have to breathe. And we stop taking for granted this continuous beating heart that keeps us alive. We might also realize that we have a highly sensual, sexual body and start really enjoying our lives with it. These are just a few gifts and sensual treats this universe has given us. They are each meant to help us soften and relax deeper into the feeling of this universal love that is in us, this very now moment. When love enters you, everything changes. You feel naturally relaxed as you are. You enjoy being alone, bathing in the raw experience of being you. There is a state of natural appreciation for all your dark parts just the way they are. You're able to feel loved by others without falling into being dependent, protected, or needy. They can be sad, mad, afraid, or disappointed. Doesn't matter. When love enters you, everything changes. You feel naturally relaxed as you are. You enjoy being alone, bathing in the raw experience of being you. There is a state of natural appreciation for all you are. You're able to feel loved by others without falling into being dependent, protected, or needy. They can be sad, mad, afraid, or disappointed, and it doesn't matter. You have your connection. Yours. You know that every situation is connected to love in the most creative way and form. With this universal love blossoming inside, we all feel loved everywhere we go, and no matter who we're with. Do not rely on the mind for liberation. You are the sum cause of the entire universe, Nisargadatta. You ever notice that after a few dozen trips around the sun, we come to a time in our lives when we start asking ourselves deeper questions, like, how many times have you heard this? Have you said it? Have you heard others say it? What's the point of it all? Right? Why am I here? Great. Whenever we are deeply eternal to reach this moment of our soul's deepest inquiry, it needs to be honored with the utmost. This is the golden carrot further inside, so that we uncover the roots of why we're struggling and see how to alleviate any pain we are incurring. It is from returning to this juicy self-inquiry that we discover the most sacred answers to this life, which truly satisfy every crack and crevice of our being. Enlightenment is not some fairy tale experience like many people believe, or something just meant for a few special sacred people. It is the highest peak of our consciousness and is available to all beings in every moment. It is a genuinely grounded spiritual experience which transforms all the sour lemons in our life into the most succulent, sweet lemonade. The enlightened state is what lifts the veil, blinding us from the truth, allowing us to see how magnificent we truly are. Open and available to every experience this life gives you, knowing that each experience is always the right experience for the enlightened being. There's no such thing as a wrong experience. This universe is the most intelligent teacher there is, and it never, ever makes a mistake. This universe is this grand weave of perpetual spiritual synchronicity and our karmic destiny. We are this timeless perfection of wild conscious creativity in action, always co-creating a synchro-destined, harmonious play between mind, matter, and spirit. How could this omniscient perfection ever make a mistake or even entertain the idea of what a mistake might be like? If and when you step back and look at this world, at our world, from the highest, most heavenly space, it appears that we are this great symphony of souls, all working together to reach higher states of consciousness. Of course, we are also these separate beings with unique minds, hearts, and individual lives. Yet, this separating aspect is not the biggest truth. The greatest truth is that we are intimately connected with everything and everyone else, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. When we surrender to this larger truth, weaving it throughout our day, the most tantalizing and enlightening moments magically show up. We can feel the presence of something much larger than ourselves is guiding us to a more joyous state of being. We naturally become more sensually available to all the pleasures and joy we are here to experience in this deliciously exquisite existence. By being radically open, raw, naked, and deeply willing to receive whatever the divine existence is offering us in each moment, enlightenment must pour into us. It simply has no other choice. When we completely empty out our cup, this universe has to fill it. The result is a truly intimate connection with this divine intelligence and an abundance of the richest manifesting energy radiating from our core. By living each moment from this raw, open, vulnerable place, we can become unstoppable in everything and anything that we do. Whenever we are deeply surrendered to this life, life surrenders to us. We immediately feel this humble yet empowering connection with everything and everyone. There are no feelings of lack, unworthiness, or separation with who we are. There is also no need to become someone powerful, superior, and special so that we cover up that unconscious, insecure self who feels inferior. We can allow all our darker parts to be seen, felt, heard. All allow the totality of your darkness and divinity to be revealed. As we start feeling into, exposing, honoring, and welcoming all our dark and bright parts, we spend less energy controlling, holding back, hiding, and trying to contain our wild brilliance. Within this relaxation, our full divine nature can spring forth and shower upon the world. We are free to be spontaneous, creative, fully self-confident, and can access our core life energy at any time. Naturally, we find ourselves resting and abiding in our spiritual essence, which does not judge or condemn anything or anyone, as it is the source of love itself. Every one of us are the source of love itself. We're the source. The most spiritually expansing, loving, healing, and magical experiences in this life instantly start manifesting when we take the risk to look within and be honest, vulnerable, and real with who we think we are. When we remove all our masks with everyone in our lives, drop all our perceived burdens, shed our protective layers, and become totally transparent with everyone in this world, then the supreme enlightened reality sneaks into us, slips right in. This enlightened perception of life takes over our mind, creating an energetic merging with our ego and spiritual essence. And we feel this awesome, wholesome love for ourselves and others everywhere we go. Be fearless in unraveling and exposing our most enlightened and horrific selves. We must choose to be able to relax, truly be okay with every good and bad idea that passes through our mind and emotions. We must choose to not get stuck on anything and become a slick surface, a non-slick surface, which all thoughts slide off of. We cannot take anything that is revealed personally as every idea and concept we have about who we are was handed down to us, programmed in our subconscious mind from our parents, siblings, teachers, society, and the many generations who were before them. Silence and stillness of mind. Ironically, the cause of our enlightenment and what's blocking us from experiencing it is the same thing, the mind, even though it's an illusion. When we transcend the mind, dropping any attachment we have to it, of our being can then shine through, and this brilliance is all we can see in every direction. Of course, a mind is essential to adventure into this great journey, into spiritual liberation. Yet we first need to understand what the mind actually is, so that one day we can become free from it. You got to know your mind before you can free yourself. If you start to watch your mind, if and when, you'll notice that it is always needing to achieve something. You may have lived your entire life so far, completely wrapped up in the head, which is always focusing on thoughts, concepts, right, wrong opinions, judgments, systems. This is the discovery to remaining unenlightened. As long as we're always up in the head thinking, with our brain running the show, and the rest of our heart, sex center, and physical sensual body is being ignored, know that enlightenment is full body experience. This means the whole body is engaged in experiencing life, and not just the over-analytical mind. To step back from the mind requires total awareness. Every enlightened experience begins by first taking one step back from the mind and resting into a state of pure awareness. This is why an enlightenment seeker meditates. This is why an enlightenment seeker meditates. Not to control the mind, yet to transcend all thinking completely, calling forth the experience of total silence, stillness, and pure awareness inside. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. Give yourself the gift of self-love. You are so precious, exactly the way you are. Nothing about you needs to change. Notice how it feels to stop improving yourself and relax into simply being you. It's so easy, loving you. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, the following morning. We will return Tuesday, September 2, 2023, 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided, Saturday, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest. Eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on around you or inside of you.